It's time for redemption. Interested in seeing what the Motile Ryzen 5 laptop from Walmart is capable of as far as gaming? Want to see the real We Deem review of the Motile, unlike that uninformative, poorly executed, sloppy, rushed, worst review ever seen by Roberto? Then let's stop babbling and get into it. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Reviews by This Guy. And before we get into the topic of today, which is obviously this Motile Ryzen laptop again, I'd like to say don't forget to let me spend my money so you don't waste yours by hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to click that little bell if you're interested in keeping informed of new videos, such as this updated gaming video on the Motile laptop being uploaded on the We Deem channel. Now let's get into this Motile laptop. The last video got some pretty bad comments, I guess you would say. I don't know, either way, there were comments such as uninformative, sloppy, worst review ever, which is kind of the one that resonated with me. And can I argue with it? Maybe one comment, which all of them were thrown up on the screen as I was saying them. But the other ones, I guess the video was kind of rushed a little. Guess maybe slightly wasn't informative. If you were looking for a review on how this laptop actually performs with gaming, that video, and I wasn't clear about it, wasn't meant to be a full gaming review. It was more so meant to compare this laptop to my old laptop that's been editing video on the We Deem channel, without changing any settings on either of them, especially the Motile, and see how it gamed straight out the box for someone who was looking for a gaming PC. This video, on the other hand, hopefully will correct all that. I'm not going to use a capture device or capture software, I should say. I'm going to record straight off the screen. You might not be able to see the FPS at the corner there. I'll start mouthing off what it says. I'll try to get close enough, and maybe I might capture some video and throw it up, but it won't be in sync with the video. It'll just show you how it's performing. Hopefully I can rectify myself, I guess. Either way, don't forget to stick around towards the end of the video. In this one, something that we did not do in the other video, I'm going to be testing Doom here on this Motile laptop. Obviously, I have to get Doom onto the laptop by other means because there's no CD drive in the Motile, of course. And you might see over here is a cool gaming mouse. This is the Red Dragon Impact wired gaming mouse. I just picked that up not that long ago. There is going to be a review on that. I'm sure someone did a review somewhere, but I'm going to give my opinion on that and whether it was worth picking up from AliExpress. That's where I got it. And over to the side there, you have two Red Dragon gaming speakers. And I have recorded a video and I was about to edit it, and it was supposed to go up before this video, but I felt that this was deemed more necessary and more important than those, so this is going to be uploaded first. But don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you'd like to check out the mouse and the speaker in the future. You can't forget to hit the bell so you can keep informed. No more babbling, let's get into gaming. Alright, the first game we're going to be playing, and it was in the other video, is Sunderer. And like I said, more than likely, you're not going to be able to see the FPS counter that's up here. I'm going to try my best to mouth it off, and I will try to throw a clip up, which will not be what's going on in the video, but it will be some gameplay afterwards, just to show you where the counter's going. But I just don't want anything running in the background. I don't want anything slowing it down. I want to just run, you know, Steam. Obviously, there's going to be background processes, but some of the ones that I can control and stop, I will. Now, as you can see here, in the video settings, the texture quality is on high for Sunderer, full screen, 1920 by 1080, so it's 1080p. Enabled particle effects. We're going to leave that on this game for now and see how it runs. Right now, we're getting 60 FPS in the menu system. Let's go ahead and hit apply. Now, most of these settings in these games were already changed. I already did this video, but for some reason my old cell phone, which I've been using to record video, decided to give me sporadic FPSs, and that just wasn't going to work for editing, so I'm trying to record it again on my new phone. Let's go ahead and get this game going. Alright, currently up here, like I said, I don't think you can see it up at the corner there. We are getting 60 frames per second. I forgot with this game we were better off with a controller, so I got the Hyperkin X91. I have done a video on that, and that will be up at the top of the screen or in the description. Someone claimed after 3 months this thing stopped working, and it was kind of a piece of crap. So far I've had no issues, but I haven't constantly used it, so who knows, over time that might be true. Still getting 60 frames per second, and this is all on high settings. Now we're at 41. It's steadily going up. Now we're dropping down to 36 here. There's a lot of other stuff going on, like the animated water in the background. We're up to 59, 55, 57. Alright, we got some enemies on the screen, and we're down to 52 FPS. It just went up to 60. Every time there's sort of animation in the background there, like you see the steam rising, we're dropping down to 36 FPS there. Personally, I don't think it really hurts gameplay. Not really noticeable to my eyes, personally. Let's go ahead and take it down a little, see if that helps. I'm going to go and take the texture quality down to low. That's the only option other than high. And we'll turn down the resolution here. See if I can get it. We'll take it down to 720p, and we'll take off the particle effect. Hit apply. We're at 50, 60 FPS with the water in the background going. But right now we're getting pretty much a constant 60 FPS by turning down the settings. Enemies in, still at a constant 60 FPS. Either way, obviously Sunder plays pretty good on, it plays pretty decent on high settings, but it plays way better or at a constant 60 frames per second at lower settings. Let's get into the next game. Alright, next game is Hatred. That was in the other video as well. And in that other video you would have seen a lot of choppiness. I think I might have tried to tweak the settings on this game a little, and you were still getting choppiness. I can't remember. Right now we're at 38 FPS, 39. That's where we're staying constant in the menu, and it does have some animation in the background. Let's go ahead into the settings, because I'm not entirely sure if it kept the settings from the last time I changed it. Let's also lower the volume down a little. Nope, it's all the same. We got 720p here for the resolution. Anti-aliasing is low. The anti-aliasing method is TAA. For some reason, aliasing, I'm messing that word up so bad. Effects quality is low. Low for shadow quality, low for texture quality, low for post-processing quality. And in the advanced settings, if it wants to select it, I got everything on low here too. Frame rate cap is 60 frames per second, because anything, it's just, this laptop's just not going to get anything other than that. Show you a little bit of this video right now. During the video here, you're getting 22 FPS on this video, even at low settings for Hatred. Now I do want to say Hatred seems to be a really hardware intensive game. Right now we're getting 41, 40. Yeah, it's staying at a constant, like, anywhere between 40 and 43. Which, as you can see, it is playable. I mean, it's not the most visually pleasing, but it's not horrible. I mean, for most gamers who can't afford an expensive laptop, this is going to be their best bet. And as you can see, maybe you can't, but like I said, I will be throwing up a screen capture of this. You can tell that the graphics, they kind of look like they came out of the PS2 era, and you're going to notice that a lot. You're going to get PS2 graphics pretty much out of this because you got to put it down to the lowest settings for it to be able to even handle the games. Popos.
The first human shields.
We dropped down to 36 FPS as soon as the cops rolled in. Either way, for hatred, we're sticking at what sort of seemed like 40 to 43 FPS on low settings. It did dip down when the cops came to about 36, and it was jumping up in between 36 and 40. But the game's playable. The laptop was only $300, at least for me. I mean, it now has shot up to $400, which isn't still too bad for a laptop that can game a little. The whole point is it's an affordable, low budget or low end gaming PC, and when the settings are turned down to low, it is a decent gaming experience. Alright, the next game that was in that last video was Remothered, and as I said before, I was part of the beta testing for this and could not participate because my Lenovo laptop would not run this game. It's running at a constant 60 frames per second in this animated menu here. Let's go in the settings, and as you can see, I already got it turned down to 720p because if you've seen in that last video, it was dropping frames pretty badly. It was really low. I mean, it got down to like 9 FPS. Now, someone said that I said one of the games, they didn't specify which game it was, ran perfect, but it was dropping down to 9 frames per second. This is the only game that I remember dropping down that low, and I never, as far as I can recall, said that this game was working perfectly. As you can see, HQ texture mode, that's off. Vertical sync is on, but here we go. Presets are all set to low. Anti-aliasing quality is low. Post-processing quality is low, shadow quality is low, all settings low, resolution scale is at 50%. This is where the game that you'll really notice is kind of PS2 graphics. It is pixelated when you play it because of the low settings, but it works. Now, I don't know where this is. I can see that you can see this a little better. I don't know what part of the game this is at, but you're getting 60 frames per second right now, and as I said, it's not the most visually pleasing, but if you're someone who could look past that, the Motile Ryzen 5 laptop can handle this game. This is I guess a survival horror. I don't think there's any weapons. You possibly can throw stuff, but for the most part, you're trying to go through the mansion and discover what happened to this guy's daughter. And every once in a while, the old scary man comes out and you gotta run from him. I haven't played much of it because I couldn't play it on the Lenovo. And every time I record this, I do get a little hooked. Now, hopefully we can get some action going on the screen to see if that FPS counter goes down. Well, we dropped down to 57. I know the other video when I was recording, I noticed that it did drop when lightning struck. We got down to 55. I don't know if it's going to do it now, but I did notice a little while when I was running, it kind of dropped down. 57. Now, as you see, we got a video going. It's at 60 frames per second. It's staying about there during the video playback.
Are you here?
my land for me then.
Well, looks like there's someone dead right there. The frames are still staying steady at 60 frames per second on low settings. As you can see, here is the big part of this game. You pretty much have to run and hide. See if anything drops while a guy comes in.
What happened, my dear? The record player got jammed again, right? Yes, I know.
What a weird, scary man. And as you can even see in the camera, you can see the pixelation around the body. The model is not as smooth. But I mean, if you don't have it in the budget for an expensive laptop but still want to experience the game, this is your next bet. And like I said, this laptop was $300 for a little while. I picked it up at that. It is now 400 and something, 410, it's around 400 bucks, and it's still pretty decent, I think, in my opinion. As you can see, the old man has found me, and I can't get by. I'm gonna die. The frames are dropping a little here. It did drop down to 56, but that ain't too bad. And now oh, he done killed me. I died. Oh well, moving on to the next game since the old man killed me even though I was trying to find a way to save. Alright, last game is Doom. And unfortunately, I decided to go ahead and pick this up physically because part of me didn't want to pay $20 for the digital game when I already have it on Xbox One. So I paid $10 for this. And there's going to be another video explaining why I made a big mistake. Another video game collecting tip video. I should have never bought this. As soon as that video is up, there will be a card up at the top of the screen and a link in the description. Go ahead and check out why that should have never happened. And also how I rectified the situation. But either way, I ripped the game, got it on here, and by jumping through hoops, paying more money, I finally got the game here. So once again, don't forget to let me spend my money so you don't waste yours by hitting the subscribe button. Let's go ahead, get the game going. At first, this game is going to run really crappy. We're going to see if we can turn the settings all the way down low and see what we get out of it. As you can see, we're running at 18, 17, 16 frames per second, which is complete trash. This is without changing any of the settings. Am I gonna die? No. Plus, this is kind of a pain in the butt. I don't have a mouse pad. I'm using a piece of paper. Alright, here we go. 16 frames per second. I haven't played this on PC. I can't remember. Trying to remember the punch button. It's to nudge. Alright, we're in the video settings. Obviously, it doesn't run at all good on that. So we're going to go down to 720p. We're going to turn the motion blur down to low. And now, as you can see, everything was on medium. So even at medium, this game doesn't run on this laptop. I'm going to go ahead and, as we do, turn everything down to low, which of course is not going to make it very visually pleasing. Unfortunately, that's what we got to do. Alright, back in the game, barely any action happening. We're probably staying at a steady maybe 37 to 41 possibly FPS. It has dropped down to 35 just there. Better than the 18. I don't know if there's other settings I could possibly change to make this a little better. And once we get into action, we're dropping down to 27 here. Yeah, 34, and of course I died because I suck with the mouse and keyboard. It's been so long. Alright, I gone ahead and connected my Hyperkin X91 for now. It's been a long time since I PC gamed. I think I really haven't PC gamed since Doom and Duke Nukem era, the original ones. But as you can see, we've dropped down to 31, and we're staying in between 37 and 42 for the most part. But as soon as enemies come up on the screen, we are dropping down as low as 27. So as I said, if you're someone who is looking for a great gaming experience, this is obviously not the laptop you're looking for. But if you're someone who cannot afford an expensive gaming laptop, for the money this laptop costs, it does a pretty decent job. Yeah, see, we're down to 33 there. I'm able to play the game, and personally, this is just my opinion, I'm able to play it. But for those who will notice the frame drops, will notice it not playing at 60 frames per second, will be pretty bothered by this. For someone who's coming from the Nintendo Switch, you should be pretty used to this game running at around 30 FPS. It's playable. It's a $300 laptop. It's worth the money. Even at $400, which it currently is, I know I keep saying $300 because that's what I pay for it, it is well worth it. I couldn't get any gaming done on my Lenovo. Nothing. I couldn't experience any of the newer gen games on PC. Now I can. I could get back into PC gaming. Will this be my go-to for every PC game? No, at some point, hopefully, by the good graces of God, I will get an Alienware i9 laptop. But for now, this is going to get me by. It's going to do video editing, which if you haven't seen that video card at the top for how this performs as far as video editing is concerned, and it's going to get me gaming. Let's go into my final thoughts. Alright guys, it's that time. Final thoughts. I played, I think, 4 games, 3 original from the other video. I tried to go more in depth on where the settings have to be for this laptop. Hopefully this video or review was a little better and informative and not sloppy. I tried my best. This is just my opinion on what I think of this laptop and why I picked it up and why I think the purchase was well worth it. We tested Sunderer. It did pretty decent at high settings. When we went down to low, it kept more of a steady 60 frames per second, and you don't really notice the quality drop in that game. We did end up going on to Hatred. And Hatred, it's still not running at a constant 60 frames per second, even at low settings, but it's definitely playable, and it's definitely over 30 frames per second. So for someone who's looking to experience the game and have a blast playing it, definitely Motile's doing its job. Then we also went on to Remothered, which, as you've seen in the other video, barely changing the settings, that game still was dropping down to 14 frames per second, 9 frames per second. When I went down to low settings, it was a lot more playable. It was staying at a constant 60. I want to say there were times it dropped down to 55 when there was lightning or a little action going on, but it was definitely playable. Unfortunately, if you can't look past the PS2 graphics, then don't get this Motile laptop. It's not for you. It's for someone who can't afford it, and if you can't afford a more expensive gaming computer or gaming rig or laptop, you definitely can experience some gaming on this. And the last game that we played, and a game that we did not play in the other video, was Doom. I had to get this game on here. And at low settings, you're probably going to be sticking around 30 frames per second, which is, like I said, if you have a Nintendo Switch and you have Doom on there, you're going to be rather used to that, and it's not going to bother you too much. And the game's playable, really enjoyable for me. For someone who is going to notice that it's not running at 60 frames per second, once again, don't get this laptop. It's not for you. Honestly, I am happy with the purchase. I think it was well worth it. I'm going to get videos up on the We Deem channel faster. It's going to be less frustrating to edit video It's going to be a little faster. I'm going to actually get to game on my PC, at least experience it, and I'm okay with the low settings. I mean, for the most part, I play my Nintendo Switch more than any of the other games, and that's pretty much the performance you're getting out of here is a Nintendo Switch and a laptop. I mean, at least that's how I feel. Now, I didn't get to play Fortnite again on here. I deleted that game after that last video. I thought that the game ran alright. There was a comment that complained about it and thought it was running at 20-something frames per second. I didn't have the frames per second up there, not that I can see. Maybe it did. Personally, I was enjoying it. Yeah, maybe slightly here and there when someone was shooting at me, the frames dropped. That was at medium settings. If you lower the settings down to low on Fortnite, it's going to play on here. I guess the point of this video is this laptop can game on low settings if you're okay with PS2 graphics, and it's not going to be the most visually pleasing thing. It will, like I said, be the Nintendo Switch, and if you're used to playing on the Nintendo Switch, this laptop is for you if you can't afford an expensive gaming laptop. Before I go into my outro, I'd like to say don't forget to check out the video. That card will be up here and in the description down below. It's another tip video on what happened and why I should not have purchased this Doom game on PC, at least not used. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you thought the video sucked, you can always hit that down button. Someone feels that my video was less adequate or there were issues in it, I'm going to try to rectify it like I did with this video. The last thing I want to do is be uninformative. It's all about my opinion and how I feel about the laptop, but I also want to help people make a good decision and not waste their money. That's the whole point of this. And also the channel is called We Deem. It's about all of our opinions and not just mine. So that's what the comments are for. Drop your opinions down there. Let everybody know how you feel about the Motile laptop. Let me and everybody know how you felt about what was contained in the video. I will always try to reply. I will always try to rectify anything that you felt was left out. If you found this video to be of some sort of value, don't forget to share amongst friends and the rest of your social media. And as always, don't forget to let me spend my money, yeah, that thing, cash, so you don't waste yours by hitting that subscribe button. Hey guys, also I forgot, don't forget to check out the full review on reviewsbythisguy.com. Link in the description down below. It's a full review of the build quality, the keyboard, the USBs, gaming, video editing, everything on reviewsbythisguy.com in the description down below.